friends, thanks for stopping by Redgate Ranch Homestead. I want to bring you along on a journey with me to cook one of my family's favorites. It's my Aunt Hazel's chicken and dumplings. Now, Aunt Hazel was born in the early 1900s, so she grew up and provided for her family during the Depression years. And she shared with me this chicken and dumplings recipe, the way she made it. These dumplings to every family reunion, and there would never fail. There would be a cake of cornbread and a bowl of green beans from her garden. So I want to take you along with me today and let me show you an authentic Depression era chicken and dumplings recipe. And this is how we're going to do it. While we've got our chicken stock warming on the stove top, we're going to put our dumplings together. And in this sifter, I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I want to add 3 teaspoons of baking powder. 1, 2, 3. Then 1 teaspoon of salt. We're going to sift that all together. What we need to do now is add about 3 tablespoons of lard for shortening. But I'm trying to stay true to the Depression era and what resources were available then. Then I'm just going to cut that in with my knives, sort of like you do with, like you would do pie dough. Just make it look like small peas. Just cut that into the flour. You see, there's still a few chunks in it, but you just want to work it until they're just pea-size. The lard is in pea-sized chunks. Next, we're going to add cold water. Now, resources were very limited in the Depression, so I'm sure that water was available, but you could use milk or buttermilk, and that could make it a little fluffier. But we want this dough for the dumplings to be pretty sturdy so it can stand up to boiling. So I'm going to use water, and we're going to start with 1 cup and see where that takes us, but I'm going to put ½ cup in first. I'm going to finish this up by hand. It's a little wet, so I'm going to add a little more flour. We don't want to overwork that, but we do want to get it mixed thoroughly. Is we're going to flour our surface. Okay, we want to roll that out to about 1/4 inch. We want them very thin. And now we're going to slice them up. Then we're just going to put them on a baking sheet and get ready to drop them in the chicken broth. And you could use a pizza cutter here, but I'm just going to use a butter knife. I'm just going to score down the side of the dough. And you can make these as big or as small as you like. Okay, now our dumplings are ready to drop into simmering broth. It's going to be delicious, y'all. Okay, and what we have here is about 10 cups of homemade chicken stock. You try to make your stock as flavorful as you can. I put in about a 1/2 teaspoon of poultry seasoning and about 4 tablespoons of butter. And I cooked the chicken in that. And then once I removed it, I strained it. And now we're ready to put our dumplings in. But you'll notice that it's just a slow simmer here. That's what you want. If you have boiling stock, it'll disintegrate your dumplings, and you don't want to do that. So this really needs to be on a gentle boil. So let's get our dumplings and we'll drop them in there, and we'll have chicken and dumplings in a little while. We're just going to drop these in. The one thing you do not want to do is stir them, because stirring them will also make them dissolve. So you want them to have a few minutes to kind of firm up in this stock. Now my Aunt Hazel would have made this, and when there wasn't chicken available, they would have used rabbit or they would have used squirrel. And this would definitely stretch out a meal for a family of, let's see, how many were there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A family of 9. So this is a great budget-friendly meal when you've got a lot of people to feed. My Aunt Hazel would bring chicken and dumplings to every family reunion we went to. And I remember it fondly. And I asked her one time, would you please tell me how you make your chicken and dumplings? Because they are just the best I've ever had. And this is her recipe. So she was pretty good at what she did. She was the oldest daughter and the oldest child. And she just loved to be a mom. She mothered everybody. Even as a child, she was taking care of the other younger children, and they all looked to her as a mother figure. And she was a darling. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take a wooden spoon. We're just going to gently kind of press them down and get that chicken stock over the top of them. And that extra flour that we put on the baking sheet and on the dumplings, that'll help thicken our broth. So that'll be good. Okay, now we want to put a lid on and just add a jar, and then we're going to let these cook for about 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. Let's see what these dumplings look like. Oh, they look wonderful. Just look at those. Just stirring it a little bit to make sure nothing is stuck to the bottom. Now we're going to put our chicken in. This was 4 small chicken thighs. And I thought it'd be about the size of 2 squirrels and 1 rabbit. So that's what we're going to put in here. Oh, that's going to be so good. We want to put maybe a teaspoon of salt and black pepper to taste. I like a lot of black pepper in my dumplings. You could do as little or as much as you want. I just wish you could be here to smell how delicious this smells. That's our chicken and dumplings. Then we're ready to scoop us up a bowl. Okay, let's try these Depression era chicken and dumplings and a piece of cornbread. Ooh, now my daddy would have loved to have had a piece of this cornbread and put a little bit of butter in it. That would have been a good supper for him. He loved cornbread and milk for supper. So let's just give these dumplings a taste. Mm. Mm. Shut the front door. These are delicious. They are just so comforting. They're warm. The chicken flavor is delicious. The dumplings are soft and easy to chew. And oh my goodness. And put that salty cornbread with it. Oh, this is a meal for kings. I hope you'll make this for your family. It's been in my family for generations, and I want to pass it along to you so you can enjoy it. So until next time, I'll be here at Redgate Ranch Homestead.